I keep talking about how after 40 we don't shrink anymore. And what is the biggest thing you can do not to shrink? Now, I know recently I've been talking about boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Yes, we need those boundaries because we need to know where we end and someone else starts. We're not joined at the hip to anyone. We don't have the same goals as other people. And even if you're married, you may have goals that you have together, and then you're going to have separate goals. There needs to be a boundary about where those community goals are, where those, what do you call, what's the word I'm looking for? Those, I don't know. Anyway, the community goals, the ones that you have together, right? There's probably a better word for it. And I can't think about it, right? I can't think of it right now. So you guys let me know. But, and then where you start, where they end, right? Where you end, where they start. And we need to do that with all our relationships, because generally we have an auric field, I'm going to call it. Like you, and most of us call it our personal space. So you have your personal space, right? And your personal space is going to be different with different people. So someone that you're very, very intimate with will get pretty up close and personal. And so just because someone can, and you can get up close and personal with someone, doesn't mean that you want everyone up close and personal. If I go to the grocery store, I need space. Most of us need at least 4 feet apart from people, just to have 3 to 4 feet, just to have a comfort level. And if you sense danger, you may even want a longer distance. You may want 10 feet, right? And it's going to depend on the vibe that you get from the person and the vibe that they get from you. So someone cannot dictate to you that it's okay to be up close and personal because they feel like it. It has that space as you get closer, has to be agreed upon by both parties. And so just like everything else in your life, if you have a relationship, any type of relationship, it doesn't matter, you have to have agreement. You make agreements with the parties. One person cannot make an agreement for you. Now, interesting is that when you were growing up, your parents made those agreements for you. And then they turned over responsibility to your school or your teacher, maybe a relative that took care of you. And as you got older, depending on how tight they kept you in that space, it may have taken you longer and longer and longer to find your